Hi, hello everyone. My name is Anne McLean and I'm the present chair of the STEP committee. And it's my job this evening to introduce the session and say a few words on behalf of the committee. And I'm reading from my notes, so apologies for looking down all the time. I'm frightened that I forget to say something. A very warm welcome to you all to this evening's event. And this is the fourth in our series of online professional learning events. We're delighted to welcome Aly Townley from CAM Centre Therapies in West Lothian. And we're also delighted that so many of you have joined us this evening to hear from Aly. But before I formally introduce Aly and hand over to her, I'd like to say a few words about our organisation STEP for those of you that don't know about us. So STEP, Scottish Teachers for Enhancing Practice, consists of classroom teachers. We're an independent, non-affiliated organisation. We're committed to developing our own practice through professional learning, and our aim is to organise quality, relevant professional learning events and experiences for colleagues. Our events attract a wide range of education professionals, from student teachers to local authority officers. And members of our STEP committee come from a range of different backgrounds, experiences, education sectors and career stages. And we also come from a range of different locations throughout Scotland and as far afield as Highlands and Islands. And this very diverse nature of our committee results in much collaboration, much learning, and as you can imagine, a lot of fun as well. STEP evolved from the Association of Chartered Teachers Scotland in 2014, and some of our present committee were also members of ACTS. So some of us, and I include myself there, have been around for a wee while, let's say. We're probably best known for our annual conferences, although we have hosted twilight sessions when we were allowed to do such things, featuring guest speakers like Sir John Jones. Unfortunately, we've still not been able to reschedule our postponed 2020 spring conference. So instead, we've organised this series of short online events while we wait. And I know that we're all looking forward to being able to enjoy that face-to-face collaboration, which we all find so valuable. At present, our committee is full, but normally we'd be taking opportunities such as these to invite people to join us. However, you can find out more about STEP by visiting our website, or get involved by following us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, or come along to some of our future events. We'd love to welcome you back. If you've got any questions for Aly this evening, you can add them to the chat or send them via Menti. The Menti code will be added to our chat. It maybe has been done already, I just haven't noticed it. The code was on the slide earlier, so you might have missed it, but it will be in the chat later. And if you want to tweet, please use the hashtag STEPPL2021. So I now have the pleasure of introducing Aly Townley. And Aly is a former head teacher with over 25 years experience working in education as a teacher, trainer and leader. Her experience in education and now also as a foster carer mean that Aly not only understands the stresses and strains faced by teachers, but also faced by young people and their families, and just now probably experiencing more stress than ever. Aly now works as a holistic therapist from her base in West Lothian, and she delivers support and wellness workshops across Scotland. She's experienced in a wide range of holistic therapies and teaches Reiki and meditation to adults, children and families. Aly visits schools to deliver story massage and the Youth Mindfulness programme, and has received a Best Practice Award by the founders of the Story Massage programme for her work. She's passionate about sharing and promoting these techniques to support school staff to find a calm place for themselves and their students. And I was trying to think of a way to sum up this introduction to Aly. And I remembered a comment that someone had left on her website, which I think actually fits the bill quite well. Aly makes people feel comfortable and relaxed, and has a unique way of bringing a sense of peace and calm. Aly, I think you might be just what the doctor ordered. So I'm going to introduce Aly to you now. I'm going to switch off my camera and mute and allow Aly to lead the session. And we want to thank her very much on behalf of the Scottish Teachers for Enhancing Practice for doing that.
Thank you so much. It is lovely to be here. I wish it was at the conference. I was looking forward to delivering a workshop on story massage, and I'm sure that we will be able to do that in the future. But for now, I hope that over the next 45, 50 minutes, I can give you a little flavour of what it feels like to relax. To remember that you can't pour from an empty jug. When I first started developing my mindfulness workshops for either foster agencies or schools, I came across this on an old pen drive. I can't believe it was 10 years ago, but this was an actual assembly I did for my whole school, my primary school. As educators, we more often than not put the needs of our children and young people before us. I look back, I did a pretty good assembly. I talked about what the children would do if they felt anxious or worried, how to manage stress, who to talk to, techniques to calm. And I look back, and 10 years ago, as I was doing that assembly, I was falling apart. Head teaching was incredibly stressful as a teaching, as any of you will know. My mum had dementia. I'd become a respite foster carer. I loved supporting others. But as I did that, my body, my mind, my spirit were given up. A little bit of stress is good. I need a little bit of stress to help me to meet deadlines, to do housework. And if we look at this stress performance curve, we don't want to be here in that inactive laid back. There is an optimum amount of stress that is good for us. It gets us up in the morning. It gets us going into work. It gets us getting things done. This optimum stress works when our life is in balance. But when things start to get too much, when we ignore things that are getting too much, we begin to move. We start to slide down the other side of the curve into exhaustion. Overload, too much. Things start to suffer. And if we don't do anything, we slip further down into anxiety, panic, anger, breakdown, and eventually burnout. And I think over the past year, particularly, if you're teaching and you're managing your own family, children in school, remote learning, it's probably more than likely that you are on the right-hand side of this curve. And when we get here, we forget all the things that can help us. Mars a day helps us work, rest and play, get our housework done, pay the insurance. But when stress starts to build, when pressure starts to build, we start to look and see what can we drop. Let's not go to yoga. Let's not go for that walk because I've got a deadline to meet. I've got too much to do. I can't meet you for a coffee. I've got too much to do. That coffee, that yoga class might have solved everything, but we feel we don't have time. We carry on. The stress builds. There are more and more pressures on us, more and more demands. Something else has to go. As a head teacher, I thought, well, if I get up earlier, if I work later, I got 3 hours sleep, that's not so bad. Things start to go. Eventually, you don't have time to do the housework. When all that's left is work, we are actually no good to anybody. In an exhaustive state, we're not performing well, and we're doing a great deal of damage to ourselves. we have to look after ourselves in order to look after the children, the young people. I think it might be a while before any of us are on a plane again, but imagine a situation where you are told to put on your oxygen mask before helping your family or your child. It would go against every natural instinct. But if we don't look after ourselves first, everybody will suffer. I like this picture. It's a reminder that in a storm, if we have a look at this tree, the top of the tree, there's damage going on. But if the trunk, the core is strong, the roots are anchored, we can weather the storm. So just take 2 or 3 moments now. If your feet are flat on the floor and your spine is straight, let's just do a little grounding exercise. And there's no right and there's no wrong. Don't worry about if you're doing it right or wrongly. You're doing it. Bring all your attention to your feet. Really notice your feet on the floor. If you imagine your foot as a rectangle, are all 4 corners touching the floor? And you're just noticing. And how about the rest of your body? Just notice what's going on with your legs. Aware of which parts of your body are touching the chair. What about your shoulders? Are they tense up towards your ears, or can you let them relax? Just notice the position of your arms, your hands. And then bring your attention to the tip of your nose as you breathe in. As you breathe in, can you follow your breath? As you breathe in, follow the breath as your lungs fill. Your rib cage expands. And your diaphragm pushes down like a jellyfish. And your tummy fills with air, sticks out. And as you breathe out, watch your tummy deflate. The diaphragm rise. The rib cage contract, the lungs empty, and the breath leaving through the nose or the mouth. Just take 1 or 2 breaths like that. And if your mind wanders, and it will wander, don't give yourself a hard time. Just bring your attention back to the breath. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Just recognize the movement of the body. And with each breath, notice how it feels to be pulled down, out of your head, down towards the earth. Really feel the earth supporting your body. And in your mind's eye, you can imagine roots coming out from the bottom of your feet. Roots like a tree, a lily pad, roots of light or steel. See them moving down through the earth, down right to the center of the earth, to that strong, warm energy. And you can imagine now drawing that up. Give it a color. Draw that strong, grounding, warm energy up through your roots, all the way to your feet. Let it fill your body. Feeling the enjoyment, the nourishment of the in-breath, and the relaxing and letting go of the out-breath. Feeling calm, grounded, connected. And when you're ready, you can give your fingers a little wiggle, or your toes. A stretch, a drink of water. Grounding activities like that, body scans, can go from 1 minute to an hour. And it's something you can do before a difficult meeting, before a difficult conversation. Perhaps you take a few moments before you tell someone what you need. Be a tree. And while you're out of your head and in your body, here's the science. I didn't understand exactly how the brain worked till I started teaching mindfulness to children. So I'm going to teach you in a hybrid kind of a way. What's happening in our brain when we get stressed and when we're calm? The prefrontal cortex can be thought of as the conductor, just keeping everything going, orchestrates thoughts and actions. It regulates our moods. And when I'm teaching younger children, I describe it as the wise owl. We have a wise owl that knows exactly how to keep us safe, that knows exactly how to organize us. But we also have the amygdala, the security guards, the panic button, the smoke detector, or again with the younger children, the meerkat that pops up to look for danger, the fear center of the brain. Now, the amygdala only wants to keep us safe. And if there was a saber-toothed tiger about to jump through my window and eat me, thank goodness for my amygdala. It will immediately get me ready for fight or flight. It will send stress hormones flooding through my body. It will give me that strength that I need to survive. It will switch off my digestive system. I don't need that to escape, to survive. It will reduce my immune system. Who cares if I get a cold next week? Right now is what's important. Now, if I use that adrenaline, the cortisol, if I use it then to fight or to run away, I then get back to my camp or my cave, I don't know history timelines, and I tell my people. And it becomes the day Aly escaped from the saber-toothed tiger. The stress hormones have been used up, they have passed through my body. The trauma has passed through my body. I smile and I laugh, and the next day it's gone. The foster children I see, more often than not, are in constant fight or flight. A lot of our children, especially over the past year, are in constant fight or flight. We have been in constant flight or fight. We're breathing just to our chest. We're not doing that thing where we fill our whole body with oxygen. We're shallow breathing, and that's the marker for the meerkat to pop up. When we live in that constant state of alert, that constant state of panic, our digestive system is shot to bits. How many people end up with ulcers? Our immune system does not work as well as it should. And we really need it now to be working at top level. Because when that meerkat pops up, the wise owl goes. And we no longer know how to say or do things that are kind to others or kind to ourselves. How often today have you told yourself you're stupid? You're an idiot. Can't believe I didn't know that. The meerkat is not letting the rational thoughts get through to the prefrontal cortex. These are some of the self-tools that I use. These are the things that help me. I am nowhere near a master of mindfulness. I get grumpy, I get scared, I lose my temper. But I notice it more. I notice it with curiosity. I go, oh, what's all that about? And I know that one of these things, hug a tree. I love to hug a tree, and there is an actual science behind it. But just makes me feel good. You might sing, you might do colouring. You might binge on a box set. You might dance around your kitchen. Find the thing that works for you to make sure that you are nurturing that wise owl. I could talk for hours and hours about mindfulness, and generally it's an 8-week introduction, either in school or for adults. But mindfulness has been with us for thousands of years, since Buddhist monks drew mandala patterns in the sand, filled it with their problems, and watched the waves roll in and take their problems away. Jon Kabat-Zinn is the sort of modern father. He brought a secular mindfulness in the 70s, the one that we practice now. And it's defined as paying attention to something in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. And if you've ever been on a mindfulness course, the first lesson is usually a raisin. I haven't got a raisin, I got a throat sweet. You pay attention to the raisin. You look at it, you notice the ridges and the colours. You listen, you smell. You pop it on your tongue and leave it. And you just notice the sensations in your body. It can take 10 minutes to eat a raisin. But the premise behind it is, when we begin to learn mindfulness, we learn to pay attention to a raisin, to a glass of water, to sounds, to sights, to colours, to smells. And when we can do that, we can then pay attention and notice our feelings. But notice them with curiosity and with compassion. There are no bad feelings. We're human. We're supposed to have all the feelings. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be happy. It's okay. It's okay. We notice and allow. If it's a feeling that we love, let it grow. Notice it, breathe into it, let it fill your body, hold on to it. If it's not so good feeling, notice it again without judgment. Oh, I'm feeling scared and I'm feeling it here. I'm going to ground and I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to imagine that that feeling passes through my body. It's just energy. And I let it go. So it's not about having no feelings. It's not about being perfect in every moment. But it's about realizing that we are perfect in our imperfection. Imperfectionness, is that a word? If you search online, you can find studies, you can find the data, qualitative, quantitative data on the positive, the incredibly positive effects of mindfulness practice in schools and for ourselves. And like I said, it's not about having no thoughts. It's about noticing those thoughts and bringing it back to the breath. So I'm going to do another short practice. This one is based on a book, Mindsight by Daniel Siegel, and it's in the Youth Mindfulness Programme, a version of it. And by the time the children have gone through the 8-week programme, I've got details later on. They begin with a sitting practice, an inquiry of about 30 seconds to a minute. By the end of the course, they can sit for 15 minutes. And then they can talk with maturity, with curiosity about what they experienced. And we can too. So again, take a moment to get yourself comfortable. Feet on the floor, or if you're sitting cross-legged, it's okay. Just a comfortable position. And take a couple of those nice, deep belly breaths. If you prefer not to close your eyes, that's okay. And that's particularly important in class and with my foster children. Sometimes it's too scary to close your eyes. And so if you prefer, or you're doing something with your class, just get them to lower their gaze. And it's okay if they don't sit completely still. They might be colouring. They might have a fidget toy or Play-Doh. But just through the use of a calm voice, you can start to notice that your breathing has become slower, more regular. And you really begin to settle down and settle into the chair. And you can become aware of any tension in your body. And you can imagine breathing into that area. Breathe in mindfulness. And breathe out tension. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. Breathe in calm. Breathe out stress. Just relaxing with the flow of the breath. almost surfing. Surfing on the in-breath and the out-breath. And here's an ancient way of thinking about the mind. The mind is like the ocean. And deep, deep beneath the surface of the ocean, it's still, it's calm, it's so quiet and clear. No matter what's going on in the surface, whether the waves are choppy or boats are zooming across the surface, seagulls darting down. It doesn't even matter if there's a tornado or a hurricane, because down, deep, deep down beneath the surface, the ocean is always the same, tranquil, serene, and clear. And from the depths of the ocean, you can look up. You can look towards the surface from this place of silence and just notice. Notice what's happening. And the same is true of your mind. You can look from this deep depths of your mind up to the surface and simply notice. Notice all the activity, the fears, the feelings. Just notice with curiosity. And sometimes it might feel like we're being drawn up, swept up towards the surface. But use the breath. The breath is the anchor. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. The breath is like the anchor. That grounds us down to the calmness of the deep ocean. A gentle rhythm, a silence. And you can be aware of what's going on the surface. The different feelings, the stresses, the strains. Watch them pass by like boats. Because no matter what happens on the surface, the depth is always clear. And we can see from this place of calm and ease. We can see how easy it is to want to jump right back up to the surface. And we follow the breath in and out, resting with the deep breath. And in our deep mind, we can feel a sense of kindness and compassion towards ourselves and to others. Breathing in and breathing out. Enjoying the stillness. Enjoying life. And when you're ready, just again, bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. And open your eyes, have a drink. And back in the room. And just notice how you feel. With kindness and compassion. Now, as you listened, your brain changed forever. Our brain has been changing, new paths forming from the very beginning of our brain. The brain changes itself. I like this, neurons that fire together, wire together. And neural pathways get stronger with repetition. So the more we practice mindfulness, the more we practice self-care and self-compassion, the easier it is for us not to be triggered by an external or an internal thought. But we can also make paths with the not so good stuff. If you imagine a grassy field, someone walks across it, the grass is trampled down. If you never ever go back there, the grass pops up. Repetition is the mother of success. But we don't always create the best pathways. And sometimes we see it in our children. We see them saying, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't do maths, I can't, I can't. And we're the same. We're rubbish at this. We never get stuff done. I remember, it's over 30 years now, a pathway that I created in my mind that I can bring back like this. The main causes of distress and discontent after 1815 were the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, the rise in population. I used to memorize history essays and hope that they came up in higher history. That pathway is there. Everything we've ever learned or thought about ourselves is there. We need to be careful about the pathways we create. One of the things that helps me is affirmations. My affirmation used to be, I get no time, I get no time, I get no time, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. Back in 2011, that was my mantra. Until I went on a course. It was an NLP course and I learned a new affirmation. And it was, I attract fun, love, peace, and abundance. I prosper in a job that allows me to care for children. Miracles happen around me all the time. It kind of happened. I went from respite care to full-time fostering. I developed my therapy training so that, as well as working with adults, I work with children as well. And before lockdown, I loved going into schools to teach mindfulness. Right now, another thing that helps me is gratitude. The more I think of things that are good in my life, the more good things happen. Lots of my holistic therapy colleagues are losing everything just now. I've got a wonderful opportunity. I'm a teacher. I'm working in the most amazing school with the most amazing children. And I'm learning every day from them. And we're all creating new pathways together. These are some of the techniques I use with the children. Your more kinesthetic letters, children. A little star cut out or on the wall. Pick a spot, breathe in and hold. Breathe out. Work your way around. If you don't have a star, have you got a hand? Breathe in and out. In and out. If you've got two hands and you need two hands, repeat. A lazy 8, whether you draw around an image or you draw it in sand or pasta, is also working your left-right brain. And you just trace round, breathing in and out until you start to feel calm. And I've put some more techniques in here that you can have a good look at later. Find the one that feels right for you. There are lots more if you do a little search as well. I'm starting to be aware of the time. These are some of the resources I use in school. Story massage is the most amazing, calming, relaxing therapy. Children, even if they don't join in, research shows watching someone give or receive a massage reduces stress. And I can't wait to do this at your conference. Children give massages to each other. Just a wonderful feeling. Youth Mindfulness Programme, I've mentioned already. And I've got contact details here. Lots of meditations. Again, over lockdown, I had a time to practice, to trial and error recording YouTube meditations. You can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or my email's there. If I've got something, I can send it to you. If I don't, I probably know somebody who does. And I have to say, it was really lovely that before tonight, a couple of people got in touch just to say they were looking forward to it. Because I was a bit nervous, and it was lovely. I'll come back to that poem at the end. But I want to end with another meditation. A little bit shorter than I planned because I talk too much. But there are longer versions of these that I can send to you. And at the end, there'll be a chance, if you've asked questions, for me to answer them. But also, if it's safe for you to do so and you're in bed, you're on a couch, and you just want to stay there, you can do it. So just for a moment, get yourself comfortable and warm. Breathe in, breathe out. There's nobody needs anything. There's nobody wants anything. This is your time. Release, relax, and let go. Release, relax, and let go. Let go of any tension you may be holding in your arms or your legs. Let go of any tension in the shoulders, the neck, the chest. Breathe in calm. Breathe out stress. And I'm going to say a few phrases. I'm repeating them 2 or 3 times. And I want you to repeat them quietly and gently in your own mind, not worrying too much about getting it right. As your body relaxes and you begin to feel calm, in your mind, tell yourself, my legs and feet feel heavy and warm. My legs and feet feel heavy and warm. My legs and feet feel heavy and warm. I am calm and relaxed. My arms and hands feel heavy and warm. My arms and hands feel heavy and warm. My arms and hands feel heavy and warm. I am calm and relaxed. My back and shoulders feel heavy and warm. My back and shoulders feel heavy and warm. My head feels heavy and warm. My breathing is calm. My breathing is calm. My forehead feels cool. My forehead feels cool. I am calm and very relaxed. And in this place of stillness, this place of calm, in your wonderful creative mind's eye, picture yourself on a beautiful beach. Picture, imagine, feel, pretend. Your feet are bare and you feel the warmth of the sand beneath your toes. The sky is blue and the sun warms the top of your head. And the energy of the sun seems to vibrate throughout your entire body and mind. And you gaze out to sea, watching the waves roll in and the waves roll out. Like the breath in and out. And you feel still and calm. And as you gaze out to sea, a faint haze makes it difficult to know where does the sky stop and the sea begin. And you just know that here and now, it's safe for you to let go of the stresses and strains of the day, the week, the month, or even the years, the stresses and strains, the pain, disappointment, the times you felt not good enough, the times you felt not enough. Imagine breathing them out now and don't worry about how to do it. Just know that the unconscious mind knows. And breathe out those worries. Breathe out those stresses and strains. Breathe them out into the sea. Watch the waves carry them away. you release, you relax, and you let go of those things that no longer serve. And immediately you feel lighter and freer. Grounded to the warm sand beneath your feet. In this quiet stillness, you hear a voice inside your mind, a loving voice, a kind voice, speaking to you, and the words echo through your whole body-mind system. I am whole, complete, and perfect. I am safe. I am calm. All is well. I am enough. I am enough. And knowing that you can come back to this speech anytime, tonight in bed, and know that as you breathe out stress and tension, your unconscious mind is helping you to release, relax, and let go. And if you want, you can just drift off if it's safe for you to do so. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to come back into your room, into your body, but I just want to quickly read an extract of a poem. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Playing small does not serve the world. We are all meant to shine, as children do. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So let that voice remind you, I shine, I sparkle, I am enough. Gradually, I'll count you up. 3, wiggle your fingers and toes. 2, open your eyes. 1, have a little stretch. Back in the room. And if you have got any questions, I'm here for, I don't know how the technology works now. I'm sure somebody will pop up. Thanks, there you are.
Hi, Aly.
Hello.
Hi. I think I might be falling asleep, but there's absolutely nothing, not in a bad way. I'm just very relaxed. Thank you. Aly, we do have one question for you. Someone's asking if you recommend any sounds to listen to, or are you better just being silent?
It's a preference. It's a personal preference. If I'm in school, I might have something on the smart board, especially something visual, some sensory, relaxing music. So the children who don't want to close their eyes will look. For me, I have 2 different practices. Sometimes I just want to sit quietly and watch my breath. If you want to put on Mozart or Google sensory music or relaxing music, it's up to you. It's an absolute personal preference. I hope that answers.
Yes, thank you. I don't know if we've got any other questions in the chat. I think everybody's just so chilled out, which is
what I'm hoping for.
which is absolutely brilliant.
There are also there are music that you can get on different frequencies for relaxation. So theta waves work on that area of your brain that will bring you down into that lovely hypnotic feeling. And by hypnotic, I mean that feeling when you're curled up on the couch after a big Sunday meal and you're just drifting in and out of sleep. There's also, it's different hertz. It might be 438 or 529. There's different frequencies.
So can you find this music, Aly, just by maybe searching online,
Yeah.
or is there anything that you can recommend?
I could put something under a comment. I'm just Googling the one I listen to is, I can't find it when I'm looking.
That's fine. We could pass it on to people later on. Don't try looking for.
Oh, no, I found it. The one I love the most is called, if you go into Google, oh, there it is now. The best sleep music. The best sleep music, 432 hertz. That's the one that I use if I want to just go into a complete chill. I also use it with my dog and cat. They love it. 432 hertz, but there's different styles. Find the thing that you like.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Aly. I'm just looking at the time now. So we're almost at 8 o'clock, and we did say we wouldn't keep any people longer than 8 o'clock. But I don't know if you can see the chat. I don't know if you can see the comments.
No.
There's a lot of nice comments. We'll let you see them later on.
I will. That'll be really good for me.
People talking about how chilled and relaxed they are, and how they're looking forward to doing some more research, and how that's going to help. Your voice is so soothing.
Not always. Sometimes I'm up in my head.
Lovely to be able to make some time for ourselves.
Yes, we need to. We can't, especially there's more changes in schools coming up. We're going to be welcoming back children and young people who have been out of education, some for months. And if we're not in a good place, anchored and grounded, well, if we are in a good place, and we'll be able to support them. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you so much, Aly. I really would like to thank you on behalf of the committee for coming along tonight and for giving us such an informative talk and helping us with tools for relaxation and mindfulness. And as you say, it is very much needed just now. There's some lovely comments coming in the chat, and I hope that we can capture them and let you see them, Aly.
I'll print them off when I'm feeling I'm rubbish, I can't do this, I can't. You're just no.
It's a go-to place, isn't it? And you like it. You're right. It's just reinforcing those neural pathways. It's so hard to get out of that once you've done that. But you're right. You can unlearn it, and you can reinforce new neural pathways.
Yeah. Okay. Easy for you to say. So you can put me right on the biology later.
No, your biology is absolutely fine.
And any teachers, saber-toothed tigers and people at the same time, let me know.
You talk about that in a way that children can understand, and that is what we need. That's absolutely what we need. So I'm just saying to everyone, thank you very much for joining us. And that's our session finished for tonight. So I'm glad we have so many lovely comments for Aly, and we will be passing them on to her. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we hope we see you back at another meeting soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone.